Hey, my friends. Welcome to Craft Your Life with the Ginger Cat Lady. I'm Pam, the Ginger Cat Lady. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday so far. Um, Hi, Jenny, and hi, Heidi. If you have come in before Jenny's comment saying hi to Heidi, I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is Jenny's comment, but since she said hi, Heidi, I'm going to say hi to Heidi too. So if you're there and you responded before Jenny, please say hi so that I can see you. I don't know why I'm not seeing all of the comments for some weird reason. Hey, Jill, welcome. All right, welcome to March in Craft Your Life. I know March started last week, but we were finishing a wrap up on February. So, hey, Wendy, welcome. So, sorry, I am fighting with a piece of paper and my mouse over here, and I'm not loving it. So let me move this piece of paper out of the way. Actually, pieces of paper, they're my recipes. Hey, Julia, welcome. Alrighty. Um, so welcome to March, week 10. Hey, Tim Hanks, welcome. So this week, we are going to be working on getting ourselves one step closer. So at the beginning of this journey, each of us chose that focal point, right? And so today we're going to start working, we're going to take another step closer to making sure that that focal point becomes not just a part of our life now, but hopefully a part of our life forever, because usually we don't want to make changes just for the year, right? We want to make changes because it's something that we want to continue to do, right? Okay, so that focal point that we chose is the direction that we're moving throughout this year. And every month, every prompt, every page that we create is meant to help us to move one step closer to that focal point. All right. Last month, we invited something in that we wanted to have in our life and found a helper for that. This week, we're going to focus on the next step forward. And again, just like with last month, it's not going to be this great big huge jump. Okay. It's going to be just one step closer. That's the easiest way to do it. That's the easiest way for me anyway, is to take little baby steps, or what the small bites. That's what Di's talking about with her thing that she does on Thursdays, small bites. Exact same thing here. Small steps, small bites, just one step closer to get us to where we want to go. Okay. So those small steps matter. All righty. You don't have to have a big plan. Definitely don't want to change everything all at once. Oh, good Lord. No. So sometimes when we think about change, we kind of, I don't know, like with me in the past, and with my craft room, think about my craft room. We feel like we have to overhaul everything. My craft room, I did need to. But we don't have to do that in our lives, right? We don't have to overhaul every single thing. You're you're hanging from the ceiling fan for a few minutes. Okay. I like that. Hanging from the ceiling fan. That's awesome, Jenny. Okay, so we don't. Sometimes we feel like we have to overhaul everything. We feel like we need to have that great big huge plan, and that we need to change everything all at once, right? But that's not what I've kind of envisioned with Craft Your Life in this project. You don't need to have a big plan. We've chose our focal point. That's kind of our big. That's our goal, right? That's where we want to get to. We just, like it says there, one small step is enough. You just need one small step that's going to get you closer to that focal point. Okay. Small steps to me is how that real change happens. Like, you make those little small steps, and by the time you keep making those little small steps and not forgetting about the other small steps, so we take a small step and we add to that small step, right? It's not like we take that small step and then we forget about it. We just keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. Hey, Lisa, welcome, welcome. That's how our actual change happens, is through small steps. Or at least that's the plan here, right? So let's take a quick look at what week 10 is about. Week 10 is not about starting from scratch. No. We're not going to restart from scratch. We're not redoing February. We already did February. There's no reason to rehash it, right? We're not abandoning the work that we've already done. Instead, we're just going to build on it, okay? So this week is about reconnecting with your focal point, okay? One small step for man, one giant step for mankind. Exactly, Heidi. Exactly. So this week is about reconnecting back with that focal point, choosing what you want more of in March. In February, we chose what we wanted more of in February. We're going to choose what we want more of in March. And then we're also going to, again, identify that support that can help us, okay? Like it says there, this week is not about starting over. It's not about abandoning what worked. And it's not about making huge changes, okay? Instead, we're going to build on it by asking, what do I want more of right now, that helps me move forward towards that focal point, okay? Last month we said, what do I want right now that'll help me move forward? We're going to do that again. Keeping what we did last month and still working on that and working with that, but now adding another step to it, okay? Another small change. Hey, why did you not change when I changed? There we go. Okay. So like I said, our question is, what do I want more of in March that's going to move me closer to my focal point? Not just what do I want more of, because yeah, I want more money, but is that going to get me closer to my focal point? Probably not. I want more chocolate. Is that going to get me closer to my focal point? Probably not. I want more Baileys. Is that going to get me closer to my focal point? Definitely not. Okay. So this is our guiding question for this week. What do I want more of in March that moves me closer to my focal point? So let's say if your focal point, well, okay. So if our focal point is the destination that we're trying to get to, right? Then this question helps us decide the direction for this month. Okay. So think about your life as it is right now. What would move you a little bit closer? Thinking about your life now, thinking about your focal point. Okay. What would move you closer? Is it more time for something? Is it more focus? Is it more rest? Is it more creativity? What would move you closer? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to think about that. Because this whole thing centers on what you want more of. And then we'll do some more stuff centered around that. So I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes and give us some time to think about that. Hey, Auntie Cap, welcome, welcome. We're thinking about our focal point and our question up there. You okay? Got yourself a hairball there, girl? Wendy says, I'm going to declutter my craft space to encourage my goal of 1, decluttering, and 2, crafting. 2 to 3 times a week. Good job. The ceiling fan held you. I'm shooketh. Okay. I'm still kind of thinking here. I've got, I think, a little bit of direction, but I need just a second more. So I'm going to set it for 5 minutes more. Hey, Sandy Peppers, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Jenny. No, that's neighbor's dog barking. Okay. Yeah, Sam doesn't bark like that. She's got a weak bark anyway. Her bark isn't like a deep bark like that. Alrighty, so let's look at our next slide here. Oh my god, that dog, I swear. Where did my arrow go? There it is. Boop. Okay, so anybody want to share? I know we had uh Wendy said that she declutter decluttering is something that is specifically in her craft space is what she wants more of in her life this month. Okay. What else? Who else has figured out what they would want more of their in their life this month? I think for me, um, last month I had direction, and as I was working on that direction, it kind of started becoming, hey Kitty Jen. Um, oh yeah, it's 80 degrees. Yeah, it's 80 degrees right now, so yeah. Um, I think what I want more of right now in my life is to simplify things. So I kind of got that direction last month. And I noticed that with that direction came simplifying, making things simpler, making it easier to do. And so I think because my life's complicated, right? So I think simplify is what I'm going to be focusing on this month. I want to simplify things more. Okay. Who else has something that they're wanting to invite into their life this month? What they want more of this month? Nobody wants to share? Okay, that's fine. Not a worry. Okay. Oh, there we go. My focal point is moving forward. Okay. Which means for me, downsizing all my stuff to live simpler. Okay. So that's kind of the same thing for you. Okay. Um, it sounds like spring cleaning. Yep. And decluttering is the theme so far. Pretty much from Wendy and Jill and from Jenny. Yep. Yep. Simplifying. Aw, Jenny, I love how you've got Harley and Skella in there. And Harley's a bigger kitty and Skella's a smaller kitty because that's exactly what it is. So this month I want more of a plan on how to achieve that. Okay. So not necessarily the act of downsizing itself, but how are you going to do that? Good. Hey, Brenda G. My focal point is eating healthy and strength training. Okay. So what could be your so what do you want more of in your life this month that will get you towards that? To help me get there, I'm trying to plan and break things down into achievable goals. There you go. There you go. Okay. So that's what this month will be about then. Perfect. Perfect. Yay. Time. Yeah. Well, so Brenda, here's the thing. It's got to be achievable. Got to be achievable. Exactly, Jill. Exactly. And I think, so I think like with my whole plan of pulling everything out and putting it in one spot, it worked, but it didn't work because it did become overwhelming at some point. Um, so it would probably have been easier if I would have gone around the room and said, okay, where do I have all of this type of item and put all of that type of item together? And then go around the room and pull this type of item and put that together instead of doing the whole like mess thing that I created because that was a little crazy. My goal is to get the exercise done first thing to open more time to art and relax. Nice. Good job. Hey, Carrie, welcome. Okay, so the next slide. So once you know what you want more of, your next question becomes what could make that happen, right? So we have our focal point, which is where we're going. We have what we want, which is what will help you get there. So now we need that helper again, which is the support that makes that want easier to achieve, right? So what could make that happen? That's where your helper comes in. So your helper is simply the support that helps you take that step of what you want. So think of it like this. If your focal point is where you're going, what you want more of helps guide that direction, then your helper is the tool. It's that tool that helps you, right? Last month, my tool inadvertently became my planner, right? Going from every month rewriting the same exact thing every week to let's just write it once for the month and make my hot mess manifesto. Okay. Me too, Jenny. Me too. Which is I get overwhelmed and then it sits. And then it sits, and then it sits, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it sits, and then it sits, and then it sits, right? It can't just sit anymore. It needs to have something done to it. Helper vision board. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right, so there we go. So some examples here. If your focal point, say your focal point would be creativity, okay? You want more creativity in your life this year. So what you want maybe this month is more creative time, right? So your helper could be scheduling a week craft hour. For someone who is focused on calm, if their focal point is calm, then you might want more quiet time. And that helper could be something like putting your phone away for the evening. At a certain point, you put your phone away and you don't look at your phone anymore. If your focal point is connection, maybe what you want more of in your life this month is more time with people. So that might mean scheduling a weekly coffee call with somebody, or a weekly get together and have coffee with somebody. Hey, glitter girl. No worries, no worries. Just right there's fine. Thank you, sir. Sorry. Hubby was putting something in my face. If you want not just more creativity, but maybe say more creative growth, then you might, for the, throughout the year, then this month you might want more experimentation, okay, in what you're doing. So you might try one new technique each week, kind of like what I do with my full deck challenge. When I watch her stuff, then I try to choose one thing that she does differently or something that she does that I haven't tried before and try and incorporate that into what I've done. Okay. So your helper doesn't have to be complicated. It's just something that makes your step, your want easier to take. So that step towards that want, it makes it easier to take. Okay. So what do you want? Think about it this way. What do you want more of this month? And what could help support that? What do you want more of? And what could help support that? So we're going to give ourselves some time here. So glitter, that may be something that you want to do. But if you're feeling yucky all the time, then what's something that you can bring into your life that maybe might help you feel better? Or something simple that you can do even when you're feeling yucky? Because wanting something that's not going to be achievable for you isn't going to help. That's one thing too here is that it needs to be whatever it is that you want in your life this month needs to be more of a it needs to be something that is actually achievable. And if it's something that you can't achieve because your health is preventing it, then all that's going to do is cause frustration, right? All it's going to do is cause frustration, and you don't want that. Hmm. Ouch. Vertigo, part of perimenopause. You know, it's weird. Perimenopause and menopause involves so much stupid stuff. I need to be more realistic with my stash, what I use currently, and what I have and have not used and will never use. Reflection on what is becoming my crafting style and what fits that. I love that, Wendy. I love that. Okay. Yeah, and I think, with a lot of us, with crafters, it's we see something that somebody has or something that somebody used, and then we want to do it, and we buy all of this stuff, and then it either doesn't work for us, or we don't have time to do it, or and it becomes, and then there's that whole, for me, and that this was something that I found too, with like all of those books, those 300 books that I had from school. It's like, well, I spent money on those. I don't want to just give them away. I spent money on them. You know what I mean? It feels like a waste of money. Um, but I can't tell you how relieving it is that those 300 books are gone and I don't have to do anything with them now. They're not just sitting there. They're not something that's saying, you need to do something with me. You need to do something with me. You need to do something with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's now no longer our style too, because that's one thing. I have a bunch of stuff that I bought that was my style at first, but that's not my style anymore. So why am I still keeping it? Right? Or we forget about it, yes, because it's not organized, maybe, at least for me, it's not organized in a way that I would remember to use it. Yeah, that whole money thing makes it hard. It makes it really hard to just get rid of it, you know? Oh, Wendy, we're not even going there with the pens. That's a part of my life y'all haven't even seen. It's a part of my life y'all haven't even seen. All right, so when we talk about helpers, so for me, last month, remember, was all about direction. Um, and uh, it turned out for me that that direction that I needed was the my whole calendar system, right? Okay. And then I mentioned how what I want more of in my life is simplifying things, right? Making things more simple. Mom has an addiction to pens. Yep. Out of sight, out of mind. Exactly. Exactly, Jill. Or Jenny, exactly. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. But see, stationery is good though. That you can use. Unless it's stationery that you look at and you're like, well, this isn't even my style anymore. I can't use that. But think about, how can you maybe dye it to make it the color you want, or ink it, or paint it, or tear it apart and use it in a collage or a masterboard or a cluster. Yeah. And see, that's the thing, Wendy. That's the thing. Um, at what point I mean, yeah, you want to make money off of it, but at what point do you really want that pain in your butt? I mean, it was so, and I feel especially like with me with those books, that went to help kids, which was why I bought the books in the first place, right? So I'm just passing those on to somebody else. Yep. See, Jenny, that's another thing. Can you use them to put on the back of your cards that you're doing for full deck challenge, or on the back, put, if the back of it is something that's good, then glue the front part onto something so that you don't see that front part anymore. Trusting my gut has been my helper in telling people no when I feel like this and want to stay with my pillow and blanket. Yep. There you go, glitter. So, Wendy, with some of that stuff with those pens that you have, is that something that you could donate to the program that you work for? That the kids could use, or the teachers there could use, or whatever? I mean, yeah. Okay. So, for me, I think my helper. Exactly, Jenny. Exactly. So, I think my helper is going to be um how do I say this? So I've got those things on my calendar, right? That I know are on my plan in my planner, not my calendar, my planner. That I know I have to do each week, right? But then it becomes, okay, it's on my planner, and unless it has a time next to it, when do I do that? And I have to make that decision every week, right? Every week I have to sit down and say, okay, well, when am I going to take a shower? Or when am I going to do this? When am I going to plan craft your life? When am I going to when am I going to do my laundry? When am I going to do this? When am I going to do that? There's nothing that says, there's nothing that doesn't require me to make a decision. Decisions make me tired. They make me tired. But rigid scheduling makes me say, no, I don't want to do that. So I've been taking small chunks, but it is time to hit them with a truckload of stash. Slow and steady wins the race. Exactly. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. You have to do what your body feels like it can do, too. I mean, if you go out there and say, okay, I'm going to clean this and I'm not going to stop until I'm done, can your body handle that? I mean, the reality, guys, we're getting older, right? We're getting older. Hang on a second. Harley wants his toy, and it's over on hubby's desk, plugged in, and I can see him pulling it and pulling the whole desk apart. So let me grab it for him really quick here. You want Allie? Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Huh? Are you okay? It's okay. Are you okay? Huh? It's okay. Are you okay? Yeah? Harley okay? Is Harley okay? Yeah? Okay. All right. Here's Allie. There you go. We got all excited, tried to climb up on top of something that had something else on top of it, and ended up pulling that over instead. So didn't really help. Didn't even help. Dummy. Yes, flexibility. But I don't need it to be so flexible that I'm like, okay, now when do I get it done, right? Yeah. Yeah. That was him pulling over this big speaker thing on top of himself. And then taking off and running and hiding. Harley Lanch, yep. It's a horror lanch. It's a horror lanch. A horror lanch. All right, so I'm thinking for me, and I don't know if I like this word. Well, but even at 36, you're still getting older, right? You're not the spring chicken you used to be. But I mean, honestly, Glitter, you're not the norm in this group. I mean, when I look at my stats, the majority of the people that watch me are 50s and above. We're getting older. Rigid flexibility. So I think what I need, but I don't like this word, is I need like an anchor, right? Something that anchors me to a certain time of the day where it's when I do this, then I do this, right? So like because like sometimes I forget to eat. So when I get my coffee, I eat. Something like that, you know what I mean? Well, you would like to think you're not getting older, but your body does it, Glitter. Your body does it anyway, whether you want it to happen or not. So I need to like figure out some sort like anchors maybe for some things, but I don't want to become so rigid that every single thing that I do is anchored to something, because then it just becomes like I have to. So I'm thinking maybe of like maybe 3 things, maybe one. Yeah, maybe picking like 3 things throughout my schedule that I have, things that I have to do, where I'm like, okay, when I do this, then this goes with it. Like when I wake up, I do this, or before I sit down to do my live, I do this first, or that kind of thing. So I think that's where I'm gonna go. I think that I like that. I like that, but I don't like the word anchor. So I'm not sure what I want to really say there instead. What are some helpers that you guys are coming up with to help you bring more of um, your one step, your want for this month? What you got for me? What you got for me? Yes, Glitter, because you need to live. Yes, as long as, and I know you know this, But as long as what you're doing, what you want, doesn't negatively impact other people, like so yeah, so it's within reason. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So instead of doing everything, focus on one small area. Yep. 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 Yeah. So that you don't hurt others. Exactly. Sounds like me there. That sounds like me, Wendy. Can you send me a link to her when you get a chance? You can just send it through Discord when you think of it. Right. Exactly. Your focal point is, yeah. And that's exactly what, yeah, yeah. Because, but see, some people look at that, some people look at what I'm going to do what I want, not, not what other people want. And sometimes that can be taken as a, it's what I want and, and not what you want. And so forget what you want kind of thing. Um, but when it becomes a, hey, let's go out and go shopping and you don't feel like doing it, but you're going to do it because that's what that other person wants. That's one of those where it's like, you know what, I really don't feel like doing it. I'm dizzy. I can't do it kind of thing. But if it's a, yeah, I don't know. I know you know what I mean, Glitter. I know you know what I mean. ADHD thing sucks. But so it's all been lumped now, Jenny. It's all ADHD apparently now. There's no more ADD. It's now all ADHD, but different forms of it. There's like the hyperactive version of it, but then there's the other version. I don't. I wish they'd just call it one thing and leave it alone. It's ridiculous. See, and that's the thing, Jill. That's the thing. There, with all of what we're doing, there's that payoff that makes it easier for us, right? There's that payoff. Chunk time. Yep. 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 But see, now, okay, so I've tried that, Wendy. I tried that. And it felt very restrictive. Because here's me, and that's why I got this. It was recommended for productivity, right? You set it for an hour. There's the 60. You set it for an hour. It goes off. You stop what you're doing and you get up and you walk away and you go do something else, right? I can't do that. I can't do that. Once I start a task, I need to finish it. So walking away from it doesn't help me. So that's something, I don't know, maybe it needs to be more of you set it for an hour and then you get up but see, even that, if it was set it for an hour and then when it goes off, you get up and you go eat and then you come back and work on it again, that's still, to me, is like, okay, you're telling me when I should be eating. You're telling me when I should do this. This is dictating what I'm doing. And it's just a little piece of thing that it's not really, but it is. And that's because that's the way how my brain works. That's the way my brain works. And I don't know whether this whole anchor thing or whatever it is that I come up with, maybe removing friction. Is that what it is? Am I just removing friction? No, that doesn't really feel right either. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I don't know. What is it? So let's take cleaning the litter box, right? So I know that I have to do the major litter box clean once a week. I know this. I've got it scheduled for Monday. But because it's something I really don't want to do, it's not uncommon for it to not get done until Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, right? Even though it's on Monday. So I need to somehow figure out where it becomes I don't think about it. It just happens because I don't want to have to keep making that decision as to when I'm going to do it, because then I'll just keep putting it off. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm sure y'all have things like that you don't want to do, that you just keep putting off because you don't want to do it. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. My helper may require a little bit more thinking. All right, let's get to the fun part of this. Because maybe while we're doing the fun part, I can actually think on this part too. All right, so for life this week, L are layers. We're going to use newspaper or something newspaper-like, okay? If you don't have newspaper, if you have newsprint or something that like a printable that looks like old newspaper, something newspaper, right? Yeah. Okay. The inner eye for interaction, we're going to give it distressed edges, okay? Whether that means using your scissors to rough up the edge, using your sander to rough up the edge, using this little thing to rough up the edge. Maybe you don't want to rough up the edge. Maybe you can just tear it and curl it to distress it, or ink it to distress it. However, whatever distressed edges looks like to you, okay? These are just examples, okay? Form, letter F, what we're making is a bookmark. So we're going to use newspaper and distressed edges, and our ephemera, quote unquote, is stitching. So we're going to use all of those things to make a bookmark. All right, newspaper, distressed edges, making a bookmark, and having stitching on there. Now, stitching. Hand stitching, machine stitching, ink pen stitching. Just something so it is stitching. Okay. I have a stamp. That's a Tim Holtz stamp that looks like stitching. I could stamp that on it. Okay. I just noticed my chat was stuck. Sorry. A, B, C, D, E, F, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I have them all. I love that, Heidi. I always think, do something that my future self will thank me for when I clean off my art desk every night and do my dishes every night. Yeah. Yep. See, glitter, that's the thing. Those are the kind of things. Saying, if you don't, yeah, exactly. Hey, Tammy. Think of it as my pillar instead of my anchor. They make you stronger like a pillar. Ooh. Hey, Riley, welcome. Well, that's why, yeah. So I do Tuesday is when our trash comes. So Monday is the ideal time on top of the fact that that's my day off, so I do have more time to do that. So, yeah. It's just a matter of making sure that I do it. That's all my life rotates around, Jenny, pleasing the cats. And it's now expanded. Yes, that could be windy. Mm-hmm. Morning routine. Drag my arse out of bed. Hold my breath as I walk past the litter. Make coffee. Feed the ingrates. Well, kettle's still boiling. Change the litter and spray with air freshener. See, I try that, but that's not something I want. Then I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed then. You know what I mean? Hello, Manette. Welcome, welcome. The step that you're picking for this month. So the one step closer to achieving your focal point. So for me, simplify is my next step towards achieving my focal point of explore my life. Because my explore my life focal point has now become not just exploring things, but exploring my ADHD brain and how it works and trying to make my life livable instead of frustrating. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So while you're creating, I want you to take a moment to think about the step that you chose and the helper that you're thinking about. How does this step support your focal point? And is this becoming something that you practice? if it's becoming something that you practice regularly this month, what might improve in your life? How is this going to make your life improved or not improve? How is this going to, how is this going to improve your life? How is it going to make your life so it feels that it's more enjoyable? Because that's what we're trying to do, bring joy, right? Maybe it would bring more calm. Maybe it would bring more creativity, more connection, more clarity, less decision fatigue. Even small improvements matter. Remember that. Remember that, because it gets you closer to your focal point, and that is our goal. So how does it support my focal point? And what could improve if this became a regular part of your life? That's the stuff I want you to think about. Okay. If you want to write that stuff down as you're creating, we can do that too. Now, I'm not a bookmark kind of girl because I don't read. Well, I do read, but I don't have time to read anymore. Yes, glitter, that would be a good one. So I think my bookmark will become a belly band or a side tuck. It just depends on how I decide I want to use it. But I will make it as a bookmark, and then it will become whatever after that. So I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock as my base. Not cardstock, a piece of junk mail actually as my base. No, shut it. Shut it, shut it. It's not time for you to eat. Come on, junk mail, where are you? There we go. Well, it's not junk mail, but it will work. I just needed something thicker. Stitching. I think I'm going to use my sewing machine since it's set up and it's actually plugged in. Let's see, what else do I need? I need bookmark distressed edges. We can do that. I need newspaper. Newspaper. Let me see. We don't have newspaper here. Well, you know what? I'm lying. So remember Jenny, we've been talking about how we're taking one step closer to our focal point. So that step is whatever it is that you're saying you want more of in your life this month. Okay? That's the step. So for me, that one step closer, the thing I want more in my life this month is to simplify things. Yes, but it doesn't, I mean, and when you're creating it, it could represent that, or it could just be something that you want to create. And as you're creating it, you're thinking about that, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be, I mean, it can be just, you can have a word that you stick on there, right? I do have newspaper. It's very old newspaper that is trying to fall apart. But that would be kind of perfect for a, look at the color of that newspaper, right? Okay, I'm going to swap us out here. Oh, I forget that swapping us out doesn't work. So I'm going to make me bigger and make that go away. All right. So I'm going to use this. I want to look at my planner, or not my planner, but my journal, and figure out, this is my next page here. So I only want to make it as tall as this. Actually, I'm going to make it a tad bit shorter. We're going to make it there. All right. Medium eggs, 59 cents. Yes, kind of, Manette. So what we've done, Manette, is uh um we chose a focal point. So for me, my focal point this year is explore my life. Okay. And it started out with kind of in a different way, but now it's more becoming a exploring my life through my ADHD brain and trying to figure out how I can make that work. Okay. So so now what we're doing is each month we're looking at thinking about what do I want more of my life this month. Last month I wanted direction. This month my focus is simplifying. Okay. And what am I going to do to help do that? Do that. So that's the step that we're talking about this month. Not necessarily a goal, but something I want to do to bring something that brings more joy into my life so that my year, I'm bringing more joy into my entire year. Ooh, Riley, thank you. That would be awesome. You the bomb, girl. Yes, Manette, that works. Oh, is that where the 59-cent eggs thing was coming from? Oh, yep, I see now. Okay. Medium eggs, 59 cents. Charmin tissue. Alexa, how much does Charmin tissue cost right now?
Looking up prices.
Package of 4.
Based on your order history, I found Charmin Ultra Soft Toilet Paper, Family Mega Roll, 24 count. It's $35.49.
Divide that by 6.
Dividing $35.49 by 6 gives about $5.92 per share.
4. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at this, guys. 5 32-ounce sodas for $1. $1.49 a pound or a bag for apples. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. Paper cutter. But it's not mean, Glitter. It's not. To other people, it might be. Right, Riley? Accept the things you cannot change. Wow. You're just hanging out? Okay. Hey, Debbie. Welcome. We all need to get bidets. We actually have one. I don't like it. I don't know if Hubs actually uses it. It was something that he really had to have, and so he got it, but I'm not sure whether it actually gets used or not. I tend not to pay attention to his toileting habits. That would just be weird. All right, bookmark. Oh, that's a good bookmark size, right? Yeah. Those little tiny bookmarks always frustrated me because all they did was get lost in my book and then they'd get lost somewhere else, and then it was just even more frustrating. All right, since this side is glossy, I'm turning it over and I'm using this side. Thinking and learning together, curriculum and community in primary classroom. Putting my old books to good use. Since this is so, like, as I pull this out, watch what happens. Can you guys see that? All those little pieces that are falling out. That's why it was in this thing. This is from I got this from Juju. Like, I don't know if I can even turn the pages without destroying it. 1979, Greenwood, Mississippi. Pre-holiday fur sale. Stork report. Babies that were born. That's funny stuff right there. All right, I think I'm just going to collage on here. Hey, Debbie. I'm glad. You were very close there, Brenda. You were very close. 1979, November of 1979. So it was almost 1980. You were 2 months off. What color should my background be? Red, green, orange, purple, pink, black, grape. You know what I'm going to choose, so why are you even asking me? So, glitter, protecting yourself, that's part of boundaries, right? Making boundaries. And people are going to get mad about it because you've never done it before. So they're going to get mad about it, and then they're going to think you're mean. And you just have to say, I'm sorry you feel that way, but this is what I need to do to take care of me. Newsprint is brittle in the first place. Whatever, Brenda. Whatever, Brenda. 9. How old was I? I was in high school because I graduated in 81. Yes, pink for Pam. Okay, I need a paintbrush. And some of my distressed glue or speckled glue. What is it that Steffi G called it? My speckled glue? Because I ended up with all that distressed color in it the other day. Oh, battered woman syndrome. Wow, that tears like way too easy. You don't want the word battered to be completely on there. That was me for a while, though, unfortunately. But not no more, no more. Boundaries. You graduated in 84, so you were probably born in 60? No. I went the wrong direction on that. 66 or 67? 65, somewhere around there. That little part there is. This stuff is so brittle that it doesn't want to even let me collage with it very well. Stay there, dang it. Okay, there we go. I was just trying to cover up that edge, and it just took me like 3 different pieces of paper to do it. Hey, Cal. I was honestly about to toss this stuff because I was like, I'm never going to use this. I should be using it in my collages that I do, huh? Should be using it in my collages. And by adding the glue on top of this, it just ensures that it won't fall apart on me more. I don't know if y'all have noticed that when I do collages and stuff, I don't line it up right at the edge. Because then that means that I have to try to be too perfect. And I don't want to do that. I have an ad down here that I want to keep that I think I need to, I'm going to have to mount it on something else, but I think this would make a cute label for a page. Sorry, my brain is thinking in different ways now that I've started doing the Mass Make March thing and my stamps that I was doing yesterday. The other thing I try to do when I do my collages is I know some people have to have their text going all different way or going all the same way. I like to move it around. So some of it's going up and down, some of it's going sideways, upside down, just because I feel like it gives it more character. If it's all going the same way, which see, I'm starting to all go up and down, so I need to go the other way. I just feel like it brings up more character. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Wait a minute. There's no maybe about that. I am. We know this. What was the maybe for? Right? The holiday fur sale. It's funny, huh? Okay, let's do some upside down. I think it also makes it so it looks more like it's not something that I'm meant to read. It's just a background. I don't know why I wanted that word to be a word that stayed there. It just felt like it for some reason. Thank you, Juju, for the newspaper I never thought I would use. It was from, remember when she did that big cleanup and sold a bunch of like her painty papers and other stuff that she had that she was just trying to get rid of. Oh, 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 oh. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I know part of it's torn. Don't matter. Don't matter. This is not the direction that I had in my brain. Actually, you don't think there was a direction in my brain? Oh, I found another word. Support. I don't want to put it up with that because it looks like that I'm trying to say support women, which I kind of am. That's what I'm kind of am. I kind of do support women, don't I? But that's not what I was trying to say with the word support. So we'll put it down here at the bottom somewhere instead. This has a smell to it that for some reason I love. Like an old library or something, you know, kind of musty, but not like, not the musty where you're like, not that kind of musty. I like that some of it has bigger font to it too. That's cool. Okay, so the background is finished. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay, Pam, keep your paws off of it. Get over there. All right, before I do anything else, I need to dry this so that things stay where they belong. There's a piece of white right there. Because that little piece keeps moving and it's starting to make me mad. All right, let's dry this puppy. It won't break them apart as I'm doing it. I'll have to look into that. Where do I buy this magic powder? I would imagine they probably have it on Amazon, right? Nice, Wendy. Good job. Good job. So are you telling me that you're almost done with yours and I've just now started mine? Oh, I just noticed that it's 6:30, so let me do the rest of the presentation part of it, and then I'll finish working on this. But I want to honor your time and let you go if you need to go. Okay, so what I want to leave you with is that one step is enough. All right. Sometimes we think that we need our entire journey mapped out before us in order for us to move forward. And that's not necessarily what needs to happen. Okay. Real change very rarely works that way. And oh, good for you, Dingle. Okay, good. And we all everybody's heard that old adage that we make plans and God laughs, right? I mean, that's just right. So real change very rarely works in the way where you plan it out and you have the entire thing mapped out and that's the way it goes. Okay. You don't need to have the whole path here. You have that focal point that you know that you're working towards. You don't need your whole path. You just need that next step. Okay. One step at a time, baby steps, right? Baby steps. And that step, every time we take that step, it brings us closer to our focal point, right? So you don't need your whole path. You just need that next step. So looking ahead, next week, we're going to continue building on the step that we chose today. Okay. But also keeping in mind as we're doing that, we're not getting rid of the helper and step that we chose last month, right? I'm still working on direction. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm still using that to help me. I'm just now adding something to it to help me even more, right? So we're going to look at ways to strengthen the progress that you're making and to help keep moving you forward towards your focal point. Remember, our journey is about steady progress, one step at a time, not the whole thing. And is there any such thing as failing with this? No. Even if it doesn't work, it's not a failure. It just means that wasn't what you needed at that time, right? Alrighty. If you are taking off right now because you need to go, I appreciate that. You can go ahead and go because I do, like I said, I want to honor your time. If you want to hang out because I'm going to finish this up, then you can do that as well. Thank you. If you are leaving, thank you for choosing to spend time with me. I greatly appreciate that. I do know that you could be somewhere else, and I appreciate that you choose to spend this time with me. It does make my heart very, very happy. And if you're leaving, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I do loves you. I do. Alrighty. For the rest of you, I am hanging out. We will do that whole thing over again later when I'm done. All right. Do I want to add? I'm going to cut this and see if I need to add another layer of glue to this or not. You made something good, Glitter. I'm glad. Don't forget that you can share it over in the Discord. I would love it if you shared it. Maybe share what your focal point is and what the step is that you're taking this month. If you'd like, I can set up. Actually, I will. When we finish this, I will set up. I'll set up a May thing, or not a May. Why do I keep trying to get us to May? I know why I keep trying to get us to May. Because I want to go to Australia. And if we're in May, then I'm closer to going to Australia, right? Right? Isn't that the way it works? That must have really dried up before I got to it. Before I got the glue on, or the paper on there. Okay, let's glue that part. Yay, glitter, I'm glad. Well, there's one way to do it, Brenda. Oh my goodness. Do not do that to me, woman. Do not do that to me. That conversation last night I thought was going to kill me. I'm like, oh my God, could I be any more bored at this moment? Any more bored? Wendy and I were about ready to rebel. Wendy and I were gonna start our own channel. leave y'all behind. Okay, I think this is gonna be okay. I do want to make sure I don't have anything sticking up though, and I feel like I do over here. Yep, I do. I do. Okay, let's get you glued down. Always check your edges. No, there's somebody down there on the floor right now that's happy. He was killing me with that rug last night. Y'all got to see this. Hang on a second. Let me find my phone. Where'd it go? Uh-huh. Well, I was going to try and show you, but I don't know where my phone went to. Alexa, find my phone.
Calling Pam.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Pam, find my phone. By the time I find it, he's not going to be doing it anymore.
Thanks. Please stay on the
There
line.
it is. Oh my God. It was propped up right in front of me. And of course, now he's stopping. I do. He does love that toy. It is his all-time favorite. No worries, Kitty Jen. We're not skipping anything. I promise. Exactly, Jill. I love that. I just don't love it when it dominates the conversation for extremely long periods of time that remove people from the conversation, like me and Wendy. Being selfish, being selfish. Okay, hang on a second here. Every time I go to do something, he stops. He stopped, little booger. Okay. Oh, there's something I was looking for earlier. All right. I will be right back.
How's it going? You got it?
That's a tough one because she will make a drama. Yeah. Sorry, hubby needed some help with something that he was trying to do. So someone threw something at me. I'm telling. Hang on a second. Wow, you guys were talkative, weren't you? Yes, Wendy, he can talk about anything. Exactly, Riley, exactly. Hey, Allie K. Listening from bed. I'm sorry you had an exhausting day. Help mom and dad install new microwave. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Yep. Messy Palette made that for me. Isn't it adorable? No, they weren't being nasty or unkind. Exactly. I just got really bored. Yeah, Riley. Setting up computers or a phone and then having to redo it because they've messed up whatever it is that you did. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Computers and phones with parents is a nightmare. Bye, Wendy. I can't wait to see what you make with your avocado dye. Brenda. That's only absolutely hilarious because I was a teacher. Tammy. You guys are so funny. Yeah, I do need to change Steve, don't I? I do need to fix Steve. Normally I do that right before my Friday night live. I've been trying to do it right before that live. But then I didn't have that live, so it didn't get changed and now it's Saturday and yeah. Yeppers. And I don't know off the top of my head who it is next week, so that'll be something that I do in between this live and the next live while I'm watching Juju. Okay. I want to paint just along the edges because I'm not 100% sure this is staying down, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to start falling apart on me. So if I get a whole bunch of glue up in there, my hope is that it just like goes down inside, you know. But big old oil club. Six-hour computer update? What? Have you not updated it for a really long time? Oh no, Riley. And when she says that about her brother, that's also his name, not just, yeah, the fact that that's what he is. All right. I think we've got that. I'm going to put one more coat on this just because I'm afraid when I get ready to sew it that things may just like explode. And if it's all sealed nice and sealed together, then I'll be happy. Okay. Good night, Jenny. See you in the morning. Don't forget to set your alarm. We have our 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time live for members only. And we'll be doing prompt play. I'm not sure what it is that we'll be doing. I know I've got it written down somewhere. It might already be on the thing. I don't remember. It might be in the description box of the live. Okay. I think that should be good. Oh no, Brenda. Just got the notification? Oh wow. That's crazy. Because I've already done the whole shebang. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning of it, Brenda. I'm sorry. Basically, what we did is we chose another thing that we wanted to bring into what we wanted more of in our life, like we did last month. We chose a new one and a new helper. And we're going to give that a shot and see how that works for us. My want is to simplify. I have an idea for my helper, but I'm having trouble solidifying it because I don't like the verbiage. I know what it is that I want. I just don't know how to say it. Snow on Monday? What? Alexa, what's our weather next week?
Looking good for next week. Expect sunny skies with highs climbing from 83 to 90 degrees and lows between 52 and 63.
No.
No rain in sight.
Alexa, I don't like that.
Noted.
Alexa, what's the weather in Florence, Oregon next week?
Florence's week ahead shows highs between 52 and 61 degrees, with lows from 39 to 50. Expect clouds most days with rain, likely Thursday and Friday.
Y'all see why I want to move? 90 degrees here next week, 50 degrees up there. Redunculous. I no like it. No likey, no likey. I really like this though. I'm loving this. Okay, let me get the rest of this newspaper back into its little thing before I have little tiny pieces of newspaper all over my desk. Because it's just trying to fall apart just as we sit here. I'm going to leave this piece out, and that can go into my, oh, look, there's the word friends. I think what I'm going to do is maybe go through it and cut out words that I want so I can make my little label things, you know, for my mass make stuff. Maybe see if there's some ads that I want to keep for labels. And I'm trying to make my own ephemera instead of buying ephemera. That's my want. Just don't know if I have the stuff to do it with is the problem. So, okay, you can go up there. Some of these little pieces I'm going to keep because they can be used in my clusters. Oops, that one just tried to fly away from me. This stack is going in the trash. And this we're just going to fold up. And we're going to put it in with the book page stuff. Okay. All right. How do I want to decorate this? Let's give it, I have some flowers sitting here from yesterday. Thank you, glitter. I like that. Let's do that. It makes few demands, but is happiest with a little shade, and you never have to mow it. The bumblebees and bees love ground ivy too. I think I'm going to keep that little part where it says It makes few demands because I like that. Ground ivy easily covers portions of earth in our orchard. It is much nicer than grass. So this came from a book that was, I think it's called ABC Flowers A to Z. That's what it is. It's this little book here. Flowers A to Z. And each letter has a page, a 2-page spread with flowers. I pulled them out for cluster making last night, which, by the way, guys, I am loving my clusters and my cluster making. It's getting a lot faster, so I think that was one of the smartest things I did with my 100-day challenge or my 100-day project. I'm kind of like, once that 100-day project is over, what other 100-day project can I do that's quick and easy that I need more practice on, you know? Okay, I wanted this little part right here. Because that's kind of what I'm trying to do this month, right? That goes in the book page drawer. That goes in the in my cluster fodder drawer. Holy Toledo, Batman, that's cold, Brenda. Winter just doesn't want to go away, does it? Isn't spring like 6 days away, 7 days away? Alexa, what day is spring?
Spring starts on Friday, March 20th.
Thank you. That's crazy. Spring's next week. Y'all are having
You're
cold
welcome.
weather. And I'm having hot weather like it's summer already. 90 degrees. That is not spring. That is summer. 90 freaking degrees. This is why I wanted to move. Nope, you're not going to be bitter Betty. Not going to be bitter Betty. I'm also not going to be happy about it, but we're not going to be bitter Betty. I'm such a brat. When I'm fussy cutting, I find it easier to get rid of the bigger chunks first and then go back and do some of that finer detail afterwards, because otherwise the paper just keeps getting stuck on my scissors or stuck on my knuckles, stuck on my hand. And then I have to fight it, and I don't want to fight it. See, like I'm having to fight it right there. Sorry, I know I'm not paying attention to chat right now. It's kind of hard to do when you're fussy cutting. That's why fussy cutting in live isn't very good. Right, Ellie? Bipolar weather. Yes, Debbie. Hey, Jeannie. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Craft Your Life, where we choose a focal point for our year and we create a journal around that focal point and what we're going to do to help us reach that focal point. And our focal point can be whatever we want it to be. Mine is Explore My Life, which has turned into exploring my ADHD brain more so, because that's the thing that is frustrating me the most. Some people have chosen to bring more crafting into their lives for the year. Whatever you want to choose your focal point for. And then each month or each week, we meet and we create something and we work towards bringing more joy into our lives together. And when we get done, we have a really cool journal too. Oh no. I'm sorry, Janie. That's horrible. I can't do fiddly stuff like that anymore. I don't have the patience for it. I did before menopause and ADHD showing up because of menopause. Yeah, if you don't stop doing the square knots, Janie, you're not going to have any more of that pretty blonde hair left. You're going to end up bald, Jeannie. You're going to end up bald. That's like Kel amazes me. Kellyanne does all things fiddly and completely enjoys it and completely does it well. And I just don't know how she does it because I can't. So if I want something fiddly, I just hope that Kel's going to make it and sell it, and then I can have it. Like, I really want to redo these bracelets. I bought them, and I bought them this way, but these used to be white, like white. They're just nasty now. And I want to redo them so that they're, plus these things get in the way all the time. But that's fiddly. That's way fiddly. On top of the fact that I don't even know what to do, how to do it. So I will have to watch some videos and figure it out. Maybe that's something I can do on the plane when we're not. Well, no. Who am I fooling? I'll be sleeping on the plane. That's a 14-hour trip. I will be sleeping the majority of that trip. Fussy cutting is fiddly. That's why I don't like it. But it looks so good when you finally get it all done. but it is so stinking fiddly. And of course, I can't just do like some people do and just do the quick cut around it. It has to be done to perfection because that's me. I saw somebody fussy cut something the other day, and she's like, I'm not going to fussy cut it. I'm not going to get all fussy about it. I'm just going to cut around it really quick. And like she was cutting bits of it off in her quick. And by the time she got done, it wasn't even the same shape. And I'm like, I could not do that. All the more power to you that you could do that, but I could not do that because it looked different, and I don't want it to look different. I want it to look the way it looked. But it also wasn't going to be her focal point. She was using it kind of as a background-ish piece, and another focal point was going over top of that. So, but still, that would have driven me crazy. She wanted that piece to look like it was part of the page already. And by the time she got done, that's exactly what she had achieved. But the process of it is like, I'm like, I can't, no. Oh, you cut it off. And it wasn't, when I say cut it off, it wasn't like with me and, I was going to call them antlers, antennas for a, for a butterfly. It wasn't like that. This was chunks of like a flower and stuff. I'm like, don't do that. Oh my gosh, Harley. Oh, you're chasing Skella up here. If you guys get in a fight behind me, I am not going to be happy. Harley, leave her alone. Okay, leave it alone. You're going to end up cutting it off. He's starting to get braver and is starting to mess with her, and I'm not sure how well she's going to put up with that. And I don't feel like it's like he's trying to play with her. Hi, Jill. Are you out of here too, Heidi? Or are you saying later to Jill? I don't know if he's trying. I don't think he's trying to play with her. I think he's trying to, because he's doing it behind her. Like he gets up behind her and tries to smack her and stuff. I think he's just trying to be a little turd head. He just said no, he's not, but he's lying. He did. He just totally went. Nah. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. She had butchered the flower. She had. Ooh, Wendy's sharing. That's nice. I do, and Wendy, I do too, or Heidi, I do too. Like, there's parts of things that I'll cut off, um, just to make, because it's not something that I felt like it needed to be there. You know what I mean? Zippy said she's in your basement and dwelling, having a setback after good. Oh, that's a bummer, Zippy, because you had it figured out yesterday. Dang it. Stupid diabetes. The diabetes is being naughty. Okay, I thought I would be able to grab a hold of it better and pull it off with that, but it just isn't working. I don't think he's trying to engage her in play. I think he's just trying to be a butthead, honestly, because he's doing it behind her back. Like, he'll wait for her because they, of course, both have to sit in the bathroom when I'm in the bathroom and stare at me, especially in the morning. And he sits over in one corner of the bathroom, but the minute she turns her back and starts to walk out, he runs over and tries to smack her tail. Is that trying to engage in play, or is that trying to just be a brat? To me, it feels bratty. But I'm also not a cat. So maybe it is him trying to engage her. I don't know. I just don't like it when he tries to engage her behind my back when they're both on my chair. Because she uses my chair to jump up onto the table to get into her little bed thing, which has been such a lifesaver. I adore Anna Marit for that. I think I agree with you, Jeannie. I agree with you, bratty. Yeah, the skinny stuff is too fussy. That's why with butterflies I cut out their uh antennas. If they've got a body that's a long skinny body, I turn it into a short stubby body because it's not only hard to cut, but I end up like, because sometimes my scissors cut further than I wanted them to. And then I just end up cutting a part off that I don't want to cut off. So thank God for glue. Because there's a lot of things that I've fussy cut and then I end up having to glue it back together when I put it on the paper because I've managed to destroy it when I was cutting it. Yepper deppers. Okay, this is trash. I just noticed how absolutely crooked I am. Okay. I don't want to cover up my support. I want to add this on here. It makes few demands. What else do I want to add to it? I love Jackson Galaxy. Hello, Miss Kell. Playing is how they hone their hunting skills, so stalking and unbashing her is what is coming naturally to him. So naturally, he's a brat. Exactly. He is naturally a brat. It hasn't gotten to the point yet where it's like a problem, but I don't want it to become a problem. You know what I mean? You know what? I think we're just going to go simple this time, although that is way too white. Hey, babe. You didn't hear me. We're supposed to have spaghetti for dinner, and I don't think we have any spaghetti sauce. Because that was one of those items that was not on the... No, not that entertains cats. It helps people deal with their obnoxious cats so that they don't just dump them at the pound. All right, this is sitting here, so I'm just going to use it really quick. It's just watered down glue, so... I forgot that I needed to do another little tiny order of stuff that I couldn't get at the other store. Dang it. Dang it, Pam, dang it. Okay, let's bring that up like that. I got some glue on the top of that I don't want on there. There we go. Not bad for stuff cut. All of this is stuff that was recycled stuff. I mean, technically the book is recycled, right? Because it went to a thrift store. It was going to be thrown away. The newspaper was old stuff. Do I want it there? Up here? Up here? I like it down there. Okay. Oh, and I have black thread in there. All right. Hold on a second. Let me get my stitch, and then we'll be done with it. Oh, shush. Okay, hopefully this will work. Hopefully I don't have to fight with old Singer. Why are you getting stuck? There we go. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like it a lot. Got a little crazy on the bottom though. Oops. Why are you getting stuck on that? Oh, that's why. Dang it. There we go. Hey, Di. There's my bookmark. See my fancy stitching? Isn't that cool? The ends need some help. I need to figure out how to make it end. But yeah, so there's my bookmark. I love it. I love it a lot. It's hot, but it's windy and rainy. Ew, Di, that's gross. All right, bye, Kitty Jen. I use the slow blink a lot too. All righty. So there we go. That is my bookmark. I'm going to do some thinking and some working on my helper and see if I can't figure out what to do with my for my helper that becomes a word that I like instead of a word I don't like. Let's put this in my journal, and then I need to go make some dinner, because that is one of my goals for this week, or this month. One of my goals for this month is to, all right, do we want to make my bookmark into a belly band or a side tuck? Do I like it on the side or in the middle? I think I like it better on the side. Let's find my glue, because then I can make a pretty, thank you, Debbie. And I can make a tag that I can put in there and record what my want is and what my helper is. Am I doing that right? Yes, I am. Okay. I had my hand in the wrong spot. And I started thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gluing where I'm not supposed to glue, but I'm not. I was just holding it wrong. Okay. And I think I'm going to grab some clippies because this thing is a little bit bendy. Oof. I almost tried to make the sewing table go over the sideways again. I need to figure out a way to weight that thing down. This thing's a little bendy, so we're going to stick some clippies on here just to get it to stay where I want it to as it dries. Because my paper is bendy, my bookmark is bendy. There's a whole lot of bendy going on. Hey. Well, and then I just noticed that it was ending up going off the page. Darn it. Hopefully we can get it up, because somehow it moved. There we go. Good. All right, let's try this again. This time without going off the page. Straight, for goodness sake, straight. I know it's overrated. Oh God, Brenda. Okay. Right there is where I want you. Please stay there. Okay. Clippy. Clippy. How did you move again? Seriously. Okay, well, at least this time we're still on the paper. Y'all, apparently I just can't do straight. I tried. It's staying. It's just for me. It don't matter, right? It don't matter. What is it that Jelly Shelly always says? Wonky means it's homemade or handmade or something like that. Handmade. It just means it's made with love, right? Made with love. All right. Oh, you know what else I need to do in between now and Juju? I need to figure out my plan for cooking tomorrow. Or not cooking, but my plan for food prep, because we're going to make a whole bunch of freezer meals for the crock pot. And Hub said he would help me, so yay me. All right, so there it is. Not very pretty because it has all of the clippies on it, but it'll be gorgeous once it's done. Thank you, friends, for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I know that you have other places that you could have been, and you chose to be here with me. Little old me and all of you, and I love it, love it, love it. I do. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will be back here in 2.5 hours for the long haul. Juju comes on in 20-ish minutes at 8 o'clock. So I shall see y'all over at Juju's. Loves y'all. Bye.